Boop boop a doop a doop boop boop. Sending out tweets doop doop. Bum bum ba dum ba dum. The tweets. The twits. Okay. Let's put these things down. Und begin. I'll put it up like that. Just a little bit that way. We can see our screens better. Perfect. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. And what were we doing on Friday? We were finishing her airship design. Gather the necessary materials and make for Laubert's Pass. Okay. Oh, Lordy Lou. Yo, what's up, fun-loving criminal? How's it going? How's your Tuesday? How you doing? We're here on a different night just this week because my other social commitments changed a little bit. I definitely don't, trust me, bro, have another window up for the new HoloLive generation announcement that's starting in 9 minutes. Wow! Hello, Sir Nibbit. How are you doing this Tuesday evening? Hope everything is well for you. Same time, different place, so to speak. Rested well after not sleeping a lot for 3 days? Oh, well, I'm sorry that you weren't sleeping well for 3 days, but it does feel great to get that night's rest, doesn't it? I have been sleeping pretty well myself, and feeling well, of course. Well, maybe I shouldn't say of course. Feeling well, which is great. I have been sleeping a little bit less than I would like because I've been waking up early for some reason. Yeah, well, at least that's a good reason for not sleeping. Yeah, that's the good kind. That's like when I got back from Vegas, you know, for that bachelor party. Damn, dude, this old, crippled, and feeble body is not really built to be drinking and eating and staying up that late that many nights in a row anymore. But like, you know, it was fun. But damn, damn, I was tired. Yeah, yep. But, yeah, last night we had our fun stream of Fortnite with Kiri. I think you were there for a little bit, weren't you? I seem to remember seeing you chatting there last night. And we're gonna try and get a little bit further through this game because I wasn't even paying attention to which thing I was on. I am a big proponent of finishing games, at least assuming that I'm still having fun with it. And I know that Baldur's Gate is coming out in 2 weeks, and I am also going to want to be diving deep into that. Yeah, it's true. I mean, the alcohol resistance for some, for sure, but also just in general, like more like the energy around recovery, you know? That's like the real hard part. Like, I haven't been hungover in years at this point because I know my limits, but like, damn, do I not like bounce back to full energy the next day as quick anymore. Yeah, the necessary materials. All right. Oh, there we go. That's who I need to talk to. Hello, Kirby. Thank you for the lurk.
Oh,
I don't know if you're truly lurking, but
thanks so much for coming. The ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about.
Speaking of alcohol, tonight I am drinking a Super Imperial Apple Hard Cider, 12.5% alcohol volume, made with fresh pressed apples and oak. Getting ourselves a nice nightcap to start the stream off. Eh?
Anybody home?
Hello. Hello, governor.
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Oh, that's, oh, right, the Doom. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, alright. We're remembering how to fight one of these because we fought one earlier, but it's been a hot minute. Ow. Dude, this guy's like just spinning around my head. It seems like everything is... I really don't like flying enemies in games that you don't have ranged attacks. What's the new Baldur's Gate? Oh, do you know what Baldur's Gate is in general? Hey Mochi, how's it going? Everybody in chat, this is Mochi, my V sister, my older V sister technically, if we're going with the you know, finished model first. I will give Mochi a shout out. Actually, just a sec. Mochi shout out. Everybody should make sure that you go and follow her. She is awesome and hilarious and a kick in the pants. She plays a lot of FPS. Shout out. So small Mochi. Make sure you follow her. Baldur's Gate, depending on your level of knowledge with Baldur's Gate, is a they're called CRPGs, so I don't actually know what the C stands for. I actually am not sure. But basically they are turn-based 3D RPGs. Baldur's Gate in particular is set in Dungeons & Dragons universe and rule set. Ah, you only know it's an RPG. Okay, yeah. So, I don't know if you've ever played... It's hard to give exactly what type of system it is, but it is turn-based combat in a 3D world, in the D&D rule set and universe as far as like lore goes. Oh lordy! Yes, it is actually by the studio that made Divinity Original Sin. So Larian Studios is making the new Baldur's Gate, which is part of the reason I'm so excited for it, because they made a great game with Divinity. And yeah, so that comes out in 2 weeks, and I've played the early access, which is the first chapter, and it was a lot of fun. You like my chat? Thank you. I can hit you up with that link if you want sometime. It's very neat. It has color coding for different roles, so like followers versus VIPs versus admins versus myself, etc., etc. But yes, Divinity Original Sin is very close to what the gameplay is like. The system is a little bit different, but the gameplay is very similar. Including the fact that like every puzzle has multiple solutions and ways to go about it. So if you like Divinity, I think you will absolutely adore Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate was an old CRPG. Seen playing it. It's if you're not familiar, it's definitely not like easy. But you can turn the difficulty down, and there's no shame in that, because they are supposed to be sort of tactically difficult games. But yeah, it's really fun. There's a lot of different things that you can do in situations, and I mean that can include things that you find, the things that you say, whether or not you get lucky with your skills, and or of course like whether the characters that you're playing, you've put points into the skills that are relevant. You can always pretty much hit anything with a stick if you need to, and just smack them around. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. And right now in Final Fantasy 16, we are just doing a little bit of poking around, doing some. It's technically the main quest, but it's kind of a little bit of fetch questing stuff. Check it out, looking for a game after. Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I said, if you enjoy like tactical RPGs or just RPGs in general, I think it's definitely one to be paying attention to, and a lot of build diversity, a lot of choice diversity in terms of how you want to play your characters, things like that. All definitely fun. Also, I don't remember, did we talk about, I feel like we have to have talked about Sunhaven since you've been talking about Stardew, and that's where I think you started watching. Sunhaven is also fun if you like Stardew. Same game genre, different studio.
Has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. The shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
Yeah, it's got monsters. It's also got some light RPG mechanics. So it focuses a little bit less on some of the industrialization type stuff you do in Stardew with like sprinklers and things like that. It doesn't have those things, but it still is like based around farming, and you basically can learn spells that can do some of the things that some of the like advanced tools would have done in Stardew. So instead of getting a pick or a hoe, you know, that hoe is a 5x5, you just learn like Earthquake, and you excavate the land all around you, which makes it ready for planting. And similarly, instead of getting sprinklers or a
I thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here.
A watering can that goes in a big area, you can summon rainstorms to just like water your stuff. For mining, like you can mine, but also you can get spells that send out a blast that breaks all sorts of little like cheap rocks and things like that. So it's a fun integration of RPG systems alongside the farming sim Stardew like atmosphere, and of course there's combat magic as well, like, you know, fireballs and lightning and all that stuff. Exactly. See? Exactly. And that's why Sunhaven's so fun. Also in Sunhaven, you get multiple farms as you expand out in different areas. There's like a elven area and also like a monsters area. The monsters area is basically permanent Halloween, so I absolutely fuck with it. It is the biggest Grybok vibe. Yeah, so it's fun. It's definitely worth checking out if that's the type of game you are looking to play more of, for sure. And it's like, it's big. It's a long game. It's got a lot of content in it.
Could you take a look at this?
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever will that girl think of next?
This guy has such Dumbledore vibes.
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the
We have to redesign the
radar
entire
hole.
thing. Go fetch more
Blighted
garbage
waters
for
eat
us.
away
Yes.
far more quickly than
Capital.
fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelisk complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer.
Yes.
If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
I mean, it stands to reason that the knowledge of the past is helpful when we're in a giant fucking airship from the past. Who could say?
So you need a hand, do you?
We do.
Is anybody else
I'll be heading to
planning
market for
to
the
watch the
ingredients we
new
need. I could do with some help.
HoloLive generation? That's we don't know exactly what they're doing, but it seems like some kind of debuting this evening.
Prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable.
You're
in my
clueless, that's
research.
right. Yeah, I remember you. I'm the only VTuber that you watch. HoloLive is one of the main corporations that has VTubers. Like large corporations, I should say. Technically, lots of them are, you know, are corporations, but HoloLive and Niji Sanji are two of the big ones, and they tend to release new talent in waves or groups or generations, all sort of different names for the same thing, where, you know, they'll get, you know, 4 or 5 new talents and give them some sort of theme to go together, and they'll sort of all debut over the course of a day, multiple days, or a week, something like that.
Your decision?
Oh, you got like 4 to 5 VTubers now. Yes. Well done. Falling deeper into the rabbit hole. Oh, we always go with Jill. Are you kidding me?
Well.
But
So then, what do we
yeah,
need to find?
so HoloLive's first English generation, because HoloLive and Niji Sanji are both Japanese companies, so they have a lot more Japanese talents
this
working
list is
for them
right?
since they originated there.
Everything on here seems
But
very
HoloLive's first generation of English
I would've thought the
VTubers
ingredients
is
would be
where
more
like
exotic.
Gargura, one of the most well-known VTubers,
They have
it was part
potent
of the
effects that are
first
rarely
generation of
exploited,
HoloLive.
effects for which they were once highly prized. So much
Ah,
so, in fact,
okay,
that they were
okay,
harvested
yeah.
almost to extinction.
So they're like definitely one of the big names in the industry, and they tend to be a little bit more like idols than just streamers. They do stream as well, but yeah, like they're one of those things where like
I've been meaning
as
to
soon as
visit
the
your
channel
page
gets
anyway. I'll
announced
set out
before
now.
they've even
Join me now when you're
streamed,
ready.
you know, they'll be like, okay, this is the new, these are the 5 new talents or whatever. They'll get like 100,000 new followers.
to enjoy yourselves.
Indonesia. Yeah, HoloLive also has an Indonesian division that has some very popular ones as well. I actually like several of them quite a bit because pretty much most of them / all of them also speak English very well, and lots of them also speak Japanese. I think there's big turnover. Niji Sanji did basically let go of their Indonesia division, whereas HoloLive's Indonesia division is doing pretty well. But yeah, anyway, new division, new wave of English HoloLive VTuber talent looks like it's going to be debuting either today or they're officially sort of announcing the debut dates today. It's a little unclear, but they put out like a little anime movie teaser thing the other day with like a 48 hours advance notice. So I believe at 8 o'clock my time. So in an hour, whatever it is, quote unquote, is going to be announced. But I mean, no, we kind of all know that it's in some ways a new wave of some sort.
I'll be here if you need me.
But unfortunately, yeah, Niji Sanji did have to let go of most of or a large number of their Indonesian talent, I believe. What do I like in VTubers? That's a tough question. I mean, ultimately, VTubing is just a different form of streaming, and the things that make people good VTubers are often pretty much the same things that make people good streamers. I tend to follow a little bit more of the, I guess I would say, like, chill, the chill VTubers a little bit more consistently, whereas the, like, hyperactive gremlin VTubers I watch sometimes, or clips of, or collabs with, but I won't watch all of their stuff because, like, I don't have that kind of energy. But yeah, so I like a little bit of the like low-key, you know, kind of like sarcastic, you know, kind of VTubers. I do like watching a lot of clip content from VTubers that are very much not that, but I don't tend to watch as much of their direct content, because it's a lot. It's a lot, you know.
You'll not find a bruised
But
fresh cuts.
yeah, I would say that I don't watch as many like super adorable type VTubers.
Yes. Keep fighting the good
Not that there's
fight.
anything wrong with them. I just don't. There's only so many hours in the day. But I like watching their clips. Clips keep me up to date with a lot of what's going on in the VTuber sphere.
That's what you want. That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Sometimes I enjoy the ones that are maybe like a little bit lewd, but also a little bit a little bit dumb, if that makes sense. So have some content that is like almost too difficult to believe that they don't know what something is,
Garlic and
but yet you kind
pepper
of still believe that they don't actually know what it
Now
is.
all that
That can be
remains is for
fun.
Harpocrates to
That would be
somehow
like
turn all
a
this into what
Numi,
Liv needs to keep her engine cool.
But in Hololive, the main ones that I follow are
But before we head back,
Calliope Mori,
Would you walk with me a
Oro
while?
Crony, and Vesper Noir, I guess, all who are a little bit more like low-key. Also, incidentally, when they collab, it tends to be like the three of them and Magni, so clearly they all get along as well. So I would say that they have, in many ways, a
Thank you
similar
for asking
vibe to
me
me.
to help you today.
Not
it makes a nice change.
identical, of course.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here.
Of course, I always like Iron Mouse just
reminds me of when we
because
were children.
she's
remember
so
Walking down
inspirational
Market Street in
and
Rotherlith,
she's
taking in
funny
the sights
and
smells.
cute and
How
gremlin.
could I forget?
I don't
his
necessarily
awful
like
antics.
watch her all the
Remember
time,
how his
but
nose would prick up at the scent of
I like her a
sausages?
lot.
He'd go
She's
racing away and we'd have to go running
truly,
after him.
truly
Wouldn't
awesome.
catch you now, would we, boy?
Yes, correct.
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of.
Are you? Do you know some of her music and didn't realize she was a VTuber, or did you just? Are you just basing it
Thought
on
you
the
might like to
name?
Share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread.
Yeah, like Demon Dice. That is correct.
Big white cobs like the bacon
so-
Rosalind used to make.
What
do you think?
I feel like
We
you
might get some soup
probably
to dip
know
it
this
in.
just based on having
I tried
mentioned
a
that.
slice of the butcher's dry cured
Um,
ham, and it was just
It is like
Sorry. It's just
so in
You're right.
general is
I really do
generally
feel like a
considered to
child
be
again being here
like
with you.
something that isn't brought up too much when like the past identity or real identity of a VTuber, if they're not actively talking about it, especially when you get to the like big corporate VTubers, because
This is how life should be.
they
And it's how our lives will
have
be
a
when
lot
our work
of
is finally done.
challenges with like
We can live in
stalkers
our
and
lifetimes.
stuff like that. But
I hope so.
in particular, Demon Dice slash Mori Calliope is probably one of the worst kept secrets slash not even really a secret slash not even really denied things anymore. It's never officially confirmed, but yeah.
Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will.
Didn't understand a thing? Okay. So to put it in lay speak, Demon Dice is Calliope Mori. It is the same human, the same person. Demon Dice Karen became Calliope Mori. But in general... Oh, did you not know? That's really funny. Yes, it's the same person. 100%. And yeah, that, you know, if you listen to their music, you'll probably hear it. Yeah, she became Calliope Mori in whatever 2020 or whenever she debuted. Which is why in her very first song that she debuted with, Please Rip, there's a dice rolling in the background a lot. Cough, cough. Yeah, absolutely the same person. But in general, it's like frowned upon to publicly say that or talk about that when you know a VTuber's like past career slash identity if they don't actively talk about it, and doubly so with the corporate VTubers, because there's much more of like an air of secrecy over that. That's why they recommend Mori. Yeah, see, I went the other way. I found Mori through Trash Taste, and then it started recommending me Demon Dice stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, there's been a few slip ups a few times. There was a stream where, I don't know if you know much about Iron Mouse, but she has to take a lot of medications because she has a immune deficiency condition. And there was a stream where she was streaming with Demon Dice, quote unquote, and she was by she I mean
now that we have all the ingredients, we may
Iron Mouse was clearly a little zooted out on some of her medication, and she was like, "Oh, Callie, I love you so much." when it was Demon Dice, and it was just kind of one of those like, "Yo, who, what, huh?"
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you, all of you.
There's certainly several.
Right then, Jill. Would you join me in the infirmary?
See, part of the problem is that, and part of the reason that it's sort of considered taboo to talk about publicly is that a lot of people, which I won't mention any of the other ones that I know, but that one is like so well known. There's a lot of people that like try to dox VTubers and like find their real identities and leak them to the public, and so that's often very intrinsically linked to people.
It appears our work here is
kinda like I think so. I think they're not supposed to formally acknowledge it ever.
When both the shielding and the Moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other.
Yeah. Callie has said multiple times that she doesn't really care, but that some of the other girls do really care about their identities or whatever, but like she kind of acknowledges that it's you know, kind of an open secret. Yeah, exactly. Like, because some of the other VTubers, especially women, like it can happen to men as well, but it especially happens to women, that are like indies got like doxxed because people got mad at something that they did that was like ultimately trivial, but like their like real home address and stuff, you know, all leaked out, and like, yeah, it's unfortunately just a really shitty thing that comes along with being in the public eye, especially, well, just in general, which again is not excusing it, but it is just a reality, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I mean, several other Hollow members were streamers of various levels of notoriety, or YouTubers. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Or YouTubers of various notoriety. Some of which are more commonly known because, especially if they have like a really distinctive voice, you know,
You found something for it?
similarly, there was a pretty similar one with Henya, the newest talent that debuted for VShojo. People like pretty much immediately knew who she used to be before that, but
Brilliant.
you know, we
I
can
knew
leave
you
it at
wouldn't let
that,
me
I guess.
down.
But yeah, it's weird. It's a weird, thorny area of
Right then,
public
let's
discourse,
start working out how to
and
bolt all these bits together.
you know,
To the Black Hammer.
yeah.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making.
Are you familiar with the term kayfabe? I think it's kayfabe, or maybe kayfabe, like Kayfabe.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference.
Unorthofox, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How are you doing this evening? Hello. I'm Grybach, digital vampire, net denizen, companion, and we are playing Final Fantasy 16. How was your?
Quite some precision walloping.
Ooh, yes, that is. Yes. Kinzo Ryu, thank you so much for throwing that out there. Yes, I am like probably 60% of the way into this game. So, you know, potential spoilers. Brain is too smooth for Zelda. Yeah, I haven't played this new one. I played Breath of the Wild, and I'm one of the very few that seem to be kind of just like meh on it. So I have not played Tears of the Kingdom at all. But I know a lot of people have been playing it, and I've seen some of it. You gonna dip, so no spoilers? Absolutely. Thank you so much for the raid, and welcome in, raiders. Yes, I was just explaining kayfabe to one of my viewers. Kayfabe is a term that came from wrestling, actually. You love this game? Which game? Final Fantasy 16 or Tears of the Kingdom? You launched a Korok with a cannon? Oh, war crimes out of 10? Dude, listen, we're here for the war crimes on Koroks, at least.
Oh, didn't I tell you?
I approve.
I approve. Engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack
But yeah,
for
kayfabe
each.
is actually a term that came from wrestling.
Don't worry. Now that
and,
I've finished one to work off, my gang in Canva can build the rest.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Don't want to have spoilers. So yes, leave post haste. There's already mild spoilers just from the dialogue. If you Geneva Convention's more like Geneva Checklist. Anyway, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. Yeah, kayfabe is a term that came from wrestling, like professional wrestling, like WWE, WWF, which is essentially the like character that the wrestlers play, right? Because like everybody knows that wrestling is quote unquote fake / acting. Obviously, there's a huge amount of physical talent and coordination that goes into it, but all of them are also very obviously playing characters, and so kayfabe is sort of the concept of the persona that they play, not the real person behind the wrestler. It's sort of that idea of that separation, and so it's also very applicable to VTubers, which is what we were originally talking about, is sort of VTuber kayfabe of like playing a character and separating it out from the person that is in control of that character. So
What's the matter?
anyway, there's your little minor terminology history
Daydreaming.
history tangent.
Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land.
Raiders, are any of you getting ready to watch the new HoloLive generation announcement / whatever is happening in half an hour?
We might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it.
Oh, thank you, Kinzo Ryu. Would you prefer that I call you Kinzo or Ryu, or Kinzo Ryu?
I don't
Or
want
do
it to be
you
just
do you
a
not care
life
so
for
much?
us
Thank
to
you for
come to
joining the
us when we're
database, becoming
desperate.
our newest kilobyte. Either
I
is fine.
want-
Kinzo, Ryu. Okay.
I want
I haven't
people to
decided.
sail a border
You can
by
get a fair amount of
choice,
both. Makes
not
sense.
from the lack of it.
Frequently, people shorten my
world
name
where we're not
to
just trying to
Gry
survive,
or
but
Gray,
where we can actually
which are both
live.
fine for me as well. So,
I'm working on that.
yeah, thank you so much for the
And I'll do
follow.
everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always?
Do you follow much Hololive or other
mind's made
Corpo
up.
VTubers?
As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans. I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about
Kirby,
that?
thank you so much for the gift
Something tells me
sub.
it's what my dad would have wanted.
Yo, wait, is that another one? Gifting the tier 1, gifting one.
You,
Okay, no, it just played the sound twice. All right, just
You're gonna
kidding.
visit his girlfriend, yeah?
Yes, thank you so much, Kirby, for
was.
the new gift sub.
And you can come too now that your little
Absolute
project
Chad.
is finished.
Right.
Carmilla
There's
Frost.
just
Mm.
one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming.
This girl
This is a mess
absolutely
when
has
you're
main
ready.
character outfit
Aye, aye,
vibes.
Captain.
Ah, okay, so you follow more of the lucid side of things. Okay. Mr. Benrose. I don't know that one unless that's Rin Penrose, and I'm just not understanding a reference.
Nib told me she was building a
But
ship.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Hololive is, from all appearances, debuting their third English generation tonight. It's Rin. Okay. Rin sort of took everybody by storm. I came across a bunch of her shorts, and then I got recommended a video on how she utilized shorts better than many other VTubers
I'm sure she'll
to
be finished soon enough.
calamitously rise in popularity.
She
I haven't watched a ton of her stuff,
Yes.
but I do like her. She's quite funny.
Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Mr. Penrose. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of people that like only watch corporate VTubers,
Have you seen
and then
Mid?
there's a surprisingly large number of people that only watch like indie and smaller VTubers.
Then I'm too late.
And obviously there's some people that watch both, but I feel like there's large camps in like the opposite ends of that extreme, and a little bit less sort of crossover, which makes sense because there's really different vibes that you get from the big corpo VTubers versus the smaller indies that can talk to their chats, because it's something that I've seen happen to lots of VTubers or streamers in general, where they go from being able to talk to every single person in chat to at a certain point it's just literally impossible. You know, it's just a very different.
And you're here now.
Yeah. You watch the Clippers.
Don't mention it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think it is. I think nobody really is like, I hate corpos or whatever, but there's definitely people that prefer to have the more direct engagement with the streamer, which leans way more into the indie VTubing just because of the scope and scale. Which is, totally valid. Totally makes sense. I think VTubing and streaming in general, like the chat, I saw something sort of on like how to grow / learn to talk to zero viewers. And the point they made was like, if you want to succeed in the long run, you absolutely need to learn how to talk to zero viewers, because it's basically a horseshoe where at 0 viewers, you have to talk because there's nobody to talk back to you. And then like in the middle, there's people that talk back to you, obviously. But when you get to a certain size, there's so many people talking that you literally can't talk to people anymore. And it's almost the same as talking to 0 viewers, where you just have to be like supplying the entire conversation one-sidedly anyway, because it's just impossible to have a conversation anymore. And so it's like, if you want to grow to a large size, you're going to need to learn the skill anyway, because that's going to be where you end up anyway. And that's also very true in terms of watchers, and the watching experience is like, you know, if you're the type of viewer that prefers that direct interaction, then like that just becomes more difficult the more popular a streamer becomes.
She's telling the truth at least.
Just in general. So yeah. Lots of like, there's lots of interesting I mean, I find a lot of things interesting, but there's lots of interesting topics about like stream dynamics based on size and affiliation, and you know, there's a certain degree of like, there's a certain amount of, you know, when you become corporate, just mute 3/4 of chat, 5-head. Yeah, exactly. You know, corporate VTubers obviously have a lot more concerns with directly impacting the company's brand image, which realistically indie VTubers should be paying attention to as well, because you are your brand. But, you know, there's obviously that disconnect when you work for a larger, when you're not being kidnapped by other streamers to mod for them. Yeah. It do be that way, don't it?
But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it.
But yeah, it's like when you get to like that big corpo size, looking at you, Fox. Listen, she's abandoned us. You can say it and she won't hear it.
Hugo Cooker is gone.
I can't wait to get my live 2D. I think it's gonna be a blast, and Fox and I have talked a little bit very informally about doing a collab sometime, since we're both digital entities, which I think would be a lot of fun. Play maybe some sort of game that feels like it leans into that or something.
But even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead.
But yeah, it's very different vibes, right? Like a totally indie person might be way more willing to just say, yeah, this company sucks, you know, fuck these guys, and you just like can't say that as a corporate VTuber. But then again, like the side that comes with the corporate VTuber is it's so much easier to get like huge collaboration opportunities with different brands, right? It's like HoloLive gets, you know, gets their VTubers, like Kiara is like, you know, one of the ambassadors for the Tales of series, you know? It's like, that doesn't happen for indies, and it's all trade-offs and all different pros and cons, both for the streamer's side and for the audience side, you know. So it makes sense that people have different preferences that skew more towards one or the other.
It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
Yeah, I feel that. Honestly, I feel the same way about the Souls games. Like, I love the Souls games dearly, and I love helping people with them, but my god, if it's not such a pain in the ass for like a actual streaming setup. I mean, it's a pain in the ass in general, but it's like doubly so for streaming. I have no idea how that would work with the Tales of games, but I imagine it's similar, if not more jank. I know that there's a mod for Elden Ring that makes it seamless, quote unquote, but it's like
our next target.
Getting into modding for streaming is just something that it's like it's like a lot of attention to devote to something that isn't necessarily my sole area of expertise, let alone getting other people onto mods.
That'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this.
Oh yeah, god, that's even worse. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that is truly jank.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
Well, don't worry, you're the biggest tool around. Wait.
You're letting me go with them?
Yeah. Uh-oh. I have a cat intruder. He's decided that now is the time to make himself known. Hades, you're not allowed up here when Catfather's streaming.
There's a caravan
I know that you love
back and
me.
forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the merchants.
You've got to
Guild.
stay
Just
back.
show them
I
goods
can't
as
have you
traders
ramming into
pass,
my
and
microphone.
you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And
there we go.
glad to have you with us, Goot.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Oh my god, I just had a coughing fit. I definitely am one of those people that when I start coughing, I just like, it makes me cough more, and then it like keeps tickling my throat and makes me cough more, and if I cough hard enough, I throw up. This is my first playthrough. Yeah. I've only been, well, I should say, I started it off stream, which I really shouldn't have, but I sort of did because I felt like there was a certain element to the fact that like at this point I'm not big enough that people are actually going back and like watching my VODs, so I figured what the hell. But then I sort of changed my mind once I started playing on stream and just decided to only play on stream. So aside from the first day that I played off stream, I have only played it on stream 2 to 3 days a week, so that sort of limits the amount of time I can get in. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know exactly how far I am in the storyline. I've looked up based on the, you know, like what main story I'm on. So it looks like I'm roughly like 60% of the way through the game, maybe 65%, but I don't know precisely. So, and I have been doing all the side quests. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing that because like, damn, do they sort of start... They're starting to feel pretty repetitive, but, you know, I might do some of those off screen. There's a really easy way to tell. Check on your trophy progress on map exploration. Okay. Wait, what? Wait, oh. Missives? What? I haven't even checked these out. Holy shit.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Trophy progress on map exploration. Okay. I don't think there's any personally incriminating information on this. Let's see. Where do I check trophies? Let's see. So if I go to trophies and Son of Sand, Punisher. Oh, I meant any personally incriminating information about me, the real person behind the VTuber. Let's see. Yeah, 60%. Okay, yeah. So, looks like I was about right on story percentage then. Yeah, so about 60% of the way through the game. Are you, it sounds like since you immediately recognized that there were spoilers, are you a little bit farther than I am? Or watched people that are farther than me? One or the other, or both? You beat the game the other day? Okay. How'd you feel about it? Broad strokes. I'd love to discuss that without any major spoilers, but...
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Oh, are these all quests for, like, the hub area? Interesting. I mean, maybe not all of them, but...
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgor?
So you can read. Congratulations.
Charons or Karons or whatever. Her sass is legendary. I love this chick.
But now he won't so much as look at him.
Damn.
Like it, which is why I'm of a man.
Absolutely scorching.
Else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
Yeah, no, Grandma is absolutely a savage. Straight up.
A frost wolf.
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Funny thing I can say about the ending once you reach it, of course, but overall I have only one real complaint about the game, and that is that there really needed to be more large monster fights, like when you shatter the first Mother Crystal. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say,
perhaps.
Favorite game of the franchise. That's high praise. Thus far, it's not quite there for me yet, but it's also really hard to weigh it, obviously, because a real-time game is just fundamentally so different than the old turn-based games or anything like that. So, like, and again, like games that are 20 or 25 years old, it's like hard to really weigh them against modern games about like better or more favorite or those types of things. But I mean, that's good. I would say by far my favorite moments are the good boss fights, because they feel really intense. And like you need to be paying attention a lot to your resources and your timings and your attack patterns and excuse me, yada yada. There's a lot of trash fights against things that don't really have a chance against you, and it gets a little, you know, it gets a little tedious. It feels like the enemies just aren't really aggressive enough to be that interesting. I don't think this game had any bad boss fights. Okay, so listen, I would say that the Titan boss fight was bad, which is the last one that I did, or the last real one that I did. I did the S rank bounty. I did that at like 10 levels below. And that was really exciting. Being like level 35 against the level 45 bounty. That was a close fight. The Titan fight was cinematically cool, but it just took forever. I really liked the Titan fight when you're against his like awakened form, but not the full icon form.
Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
Yeah. It was just like too many phases for me. Like it wasn't hard. It was just kind of by the end of it, it's like you beat him and then like the fight when he's, you know, say 3 times your size when you're Ifrit, that fight was fun. And the fight when you're both human size, that fight was fun. But then you get into the like giant cinematic battle and you like surf towards him. And that was like, okay, but then you like run up his arms and then you kind of like beat on him and then you beat on him and then you beat on him. And like, there weren't that many moves. So you kind of just whittled away at him and then you like fly into the air and then you fight him while you're falling again. It's like, it was too long. It was, for me, it was too long. Cinematically, it was cool, but like I was out of it just because it just, I don't know. It just felt like it just kept going.
And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favorite clients. Reckon he'll still be.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And whereas like God of War, I absolutely adored the new God of War games, and I feel like the big fights in that didn't outstay their welcome. Like they were short enough. Like it was like maybe a long intense fight, but then that was it. It wasn't like a long intense fight over 4 phases that were all long. Yeah, so like that, to me it wasn't. Oh, Mint, welcome in. Hello. Everybody admire Megamine, our queen. Explosion!
Not about his appetite. All canids instinctively.
Tiag, let's go. Welcome in, Raiders. Tiag. Meow, 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 meow. Let's go, Tiak. How are you doing? Oh, let me give that shout out to that Tiak.
We assume that his
Our
newfound
Kageona
magics provide
friend.
additional nourishment to sustain. It may well be that
It's
the
4
bones they
Qs, right?
Karen is
It's
accustomed
4
to
Qs?
providing
Just making
are no
sure.
longer sufficient. Frostwolves, after all, habitually prey upon
How goes
far
my
larger
day? Let's go. It's good.
animals,
It's good.
altogether
I was
different nutrients.
chilling in your stream for a little bit. I was talking to you about that game you're playing. I've forgotten what it was
Some
called, but
antelopes
the waifu
that
battle
graze the
royale.
meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known
We
to grow
are
to a
playing
size
Final
more
Fantasy
than double
16.
that of
Any
those
raiders
cousins.
that are in here, I am Grybok, a digital vampire. I was uploaded onto the internet, and now I consume electronics and digital content to sustain me. I'm working on my live 2D right now, and I was a guest on Tiok's debut stream, where we did our sussiest Yamete Kudasai's, which, by the way, I want clips of that, Tiok,
It seems
please.
like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for the raid. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We're playing Final Fantasy 16. We are about 60% of the way. Final lore update you give the man pushes. Oh. Didn't know Oppenheimer was in Final Fantasy 16? Hey, yo. Listen, Oppenheimer would be irrelevant if Megumin was there. Listen, our absolute queen. Yo. Let's see, what were we talking about before? Now I'm losing my train of thought. I'm professional VTuber, trust me, source bro. Oh, we were talking about favorite Final Fantasies and how I felt about this game's boss fights. Not quite so interesting. Oh, you know, you'd like to cut my jib? Oh, my man.
Told me she was building.
Thank you for joining the database. We went to. Oh, you son of a whore! All right, fun-loving criminal. Listen, this is the redeem that I put in that I really need but hate every time. Oh God, my shitty old body, curse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen, unlike Tiok, I am an old man, an elder, a geriatric being. Whew, Christ. Yeah, listen, I have a push-ups redeem. It's one of these days it's gonna get more expensive, but thank Christ I put a a limiter on it because some of these motherfuckers made me do like 40 push-ups in one Overwatch stream and it pained me so much. Listen, I'm not out of breath. You're out of breath. Fuck you. But yes, thank you for joining the database and becoming my newest kilobyte.
Bad news.
We're going to go commit crimes together.
The hideaway may be.
Next time you gotta save 10K. Listen, there's a timer on it. You can't redeem it more than once every, I think, 5 minutes.
The goddess. I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle.
The problem is,
Zero.
I have a lot of friends that have enough to redeem it kind of constantly for a whole stream if they really want to be dicks, so.
Some time. And I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are. What a surprise.
So let me get this straight.
Ooh.
You forget.
All right, well, members of Tiok's community, how are you all doing? Welcome in. Our vibe here is that we are often, you know, kind of chill, analytical, talking about the history of video games because I'm so old that I've lived through literally all of them, with the occasional hype moments. And I'm definitely not paying attention to the new HoloLive EN 3rd generation drop that's happening in a mere 12 minutes. Do I have a nickname? Usually people that want to give me a nickname call me Gry, like Grei, Gry or Gray.
500 talents.
We owe 3
That's the typical one, which I'm perfectly fine with.
Each. 5 million. Each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaways. Well, I must have made some sort of
But
oversight.
yeah, do we have any HoloLive fans from Tiok's chat?
Those ledgers were my responsibility.
I bet.
And it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't.
Also, I never understood. Now listen, if any of you watch any clips of VTubers on the YouTubes. You may notice that there's a preponderance of streamers. Nice to meet you, Bach. Listen, I'll take any nickname. You can call me whatever you want. I understand. There's also Old Man, Grandpire, Grandpa, Gramps. Iba, listen, Kaiba. It's called cheating. Get with it. Screw the rules. I have money.
Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
But listen, you may notice from various clippers that a lot of streamers talk about like streaming without pants, and I never understood it. But I'm starting to, because there's something about shut up, Mokuba.
I'm sure they will be.
I'm starting to understand it, because the thing is, like, being engaged with chat and also the game and also being close to the hot screens and also not moving, like, something about streaming makes me like way hotter and grosser than normal, and like not in the good way like you want. So like, I get it. I'm starting to understand why all them streamers be streaming without pants.
You'd rather Lady Karen killed...
You'll follow live, but only the clips. Since you like bite-sized entertainment, I mean, that makes sense. Listen, you don't have to have pants on. You're viewers. Viewers don't need to have pants on, but neither do streamers. That's the beauty of VTubing. You can wear whatever you want and nobody will ever know. It's a secret.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Yeah, you only like bite-sized entertainment. All right, so who are your favorite Hollow Live VTubers? Iwi Venom Tool? From the clips, you know, the content. Where do you watch Hololive? They're all on YouTube. Hololive is a YouTube VTubing agency.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
We were having a discussion with Fun Lovin' over there about they had not realized that Calliope Mori was a VTuber. They had been recommended Callie's music, and then I said they were VTuber, and they were like, oh, yeah, that does make sense. VTubers can only hide their wardrobe for so long, though, eventually. For the fact they're just wearing drywall. It's true. It's true. We're watching, always. That's right. VTubers, the ephemeral watchers in the night. Look at all these side quests I picked up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm talking to chat. I'm basically not even paying attention to the story, so you know, I'm offloading that onto you. It's your responsibility to tell me if I missed something.
If you remind him.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit.
Botan, Gura, Pekora, and Marine. Ooh. Okay, okay. I would say that I don't watch any of them a ton. Blah, blah, crystals, blah, blah, chaos. Yeah, absolutely. I have not watched much Botan at all. Gura, I tend to watch her clips, as well as Pekora and Marine. Marine's treasure box is an idol that needs to be protected. Listen, that part where she's, trust me, definitely opening up a door and not doing anything else sus is, you know, I watched it on repeat, just to admire the animation and the vocal work, obviously. We love Sencho here. I will say also the advantage of Clippers is that they subtitle the JP holomems and the ID holomems, so I don't need to actually understand Japanese, which makes it a lot easier. But
I take it that's
yeah, Pekora's Final Fantasy VII Remake playthrough was hilarious. Her getting like super territorial about Tifa.
Just the other day.
Pure bliss. The little war criminal rabbit. We love that here.
Dirty great balls of flame and exactly my forte.
On the JP side, I'm a huge fan of Subaru.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Hachima, yeah, of course. I'm a big fan of Subaru. Her energy is just like so good. It's very much not my like personal energy, but I just like love how expressive she is. And also I'm big into tomboys. I like that short hair, like sporty energy. and she's got that in spades. Sometimes Zuber is the only JP member that I watch, like actually watch without subtitles, because I understand enough Japanese to at least get like a mild gist of what she's talking about a lot of the time. Oh, I've missed too many it's true. I mean, that's the thing, right? They have so many, and Niji Sanji's even worse in that regard, in that they have so many. Like, Niji Sanji has even more members than Hololive. Hey, man of culture, yeah, let's go. We tomboy lovers here.
You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Listen, tomboy supremacy rules the day in these parts. I actually had a femme version of my character commissioned for shits and giggles, and I made sure that she had short hair also. Like, is it narcissistic that I would smash my own, like, femme version of my own character? Because, listen, she cute, though. Oh, bomb sightings. Oh, new Halloween debut right now. Plus, it's Tomboy Tuesday? You're goddamn right it is. Lifting weights in order to be able to get that tomboy girlfriend one day? Okay. The Croc Sonbreck. And him and the Imperial Chase took a wrong turn in the nearby wood. Okay. Sombrek. Oh, it's not going to actually let me go anywhere other than there. Well, that's a shame. What else have I got here? Okay. Cool. But yeah. I fell in love with VTubers in general, due to Trash Taste and Mori Calliope. I was a fan of Gigux for a long time before Trash Taste. And I started watching Trash Taste in the very beginning. And then when they had Callie on as a guest, I was like, okay, I've heard of VTubers, but I've never like looked into it. And then I was kind of like, yeah, I vibe with her. She's cool. I like her. She's got some energy that I can fuck with. And then they talked about how she was a rapper. And I was like, okay, I don't really normally listen to rap, but like, why not? I'll give it a shot. And then I really liked her sort of nerdy, dorky rap.
Thanks to Talia.
Yeah, I mean, apparently everybody's got English accents in this game. I mean, who could say, right? But from there, so I started watching Callie, and then I started reading about other VTubers, and I fell down the rabbit hole, as they say. Callie was like my main Oshi in Hololive, and Kiara was my wife's main Oshi in Hololive. I also love me some Crony. I haven't seen much of Trash Taste as far as the actual talk show, but I love when they have VTubers on as guests. It's funny watching them talk to an empty chair. No, actually, the person is there. When they do VTubing, they have a strict in-studio only policy. So the only VTubers that they have are people that can actually be there in person. So Kason and Mori were both there in person. They did have to be a little bit careful about how they moved so that the editing would work, but those VTubers were actually there for real in the studio, and then they used some editing trickery to make it linked up. Yeah, true facts. They only do in person. They don't do any remote call-in, but it does affect obviously their you know, the way that they have to move around so that they're not like in the shot with the VTuber. But yeah. Pursuant to our earlier conversation about VTubers and kayfabe and what we don't really talk about directly, Kason being another VTuber that had a very prominent past career as a streamer. You can look into that if you want, but we're not going to talk about that directly anyway. Although again, pretty open secret.
Up ahead, and too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Yeah, you'll also notice that the only VTubers that they've had live in Japan, or were visiting. So Callie lives in Japan, as does Kason.
He's willing to hear us out.
I think those are the only VTubers, right? I don't think that they had Onigiri, right? Although, interestingly, Onigiri did just join the parent company of Trash Taste, Geeks Plus, which is a subdivision of Kadokawa. So I would expect to see her there. I guess they also had Emiru and Didus, but they both were there in person because they both are mostly.
I know the work of thieves when I
Karina. I'm not familiar with that one.
And by my estimation, the bastards are lying in wait just down the road.
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to boldly brave an ambush.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, impossible. How could she ever? The legendary grandmother or something.
At least you'll pocket a
oh, Corone?
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway.
I got you, I
Really got
got
a fine head on those broad shoulders.
We're lucky you came along.
Yeah, Corone is very cute too.
Hoping to make a heavy purse in Boklad, our merchant friend loaded his cart with as much as it would carry. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you keep your eyes open.
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the
We are
cart out of
definitely
there
not
myself.
pulling up the release of Advent right now in this very moment.
You just put an end to those bandits and
Narissa
point us in the right
Ravencroft,
direction.
huh? The
You do that,
demon something
we'll take care
soul.
of the rest.
Yeah, Corone. I am Die, thank you forever. Let's see, I can post the link right here because why not? You can definitely check out what I am definitely not watching in my other tab right now. Part of VTubing is multitasking to a maximum level. I'm definitely not watching this. Trust me, Source Bro. Shiori novella.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait,
We definitely don't trust those
probably
two.
take care of them.
Look lively, you lot.
We've got guests. These must be our bandits.
Listen, he may actually stream, like, for real, for real. Ah, was that it? Was it? Were we just getting their names? Is that? I mean, that's legit. Ah, my dodge typing is fucked up. There we go. All right. Embarrassing because I was definitely distracted, but it's fine. How dare you? New enemies. I'll have to pull Callie's stream back up.
To me, boy.
Desert Gin, huh? Are we the baddies? We might be the baddies.
It's over.
It's over. All right, easy clap. Okay.
No.
Let's see, what do we got? All right, we're moving forward, moving on up. Yeah, we hyping up. Let's go. Gotta be going to bed soon, early for the next couple days of work. I'll talk to you later, though. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for following and stopping by and chatting. We love all of our lurkers and chatters here, and it was a lot of fun talking to you as well. I will be back on Friday, and normally I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. PST. This weekend's a little bit weird. I'm streaming on Tuesday, but yeah, we'll be back on Friday, and I hope to see you then, / in future streams. Bum, 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 bum. Imagine you woke up and then back pain. Oh, I don't have to imagine. I've done that. Partly because I'm old and partly because I've done things that, you know, cause me back pain. I totally understand. Hopefully you feel better soon, Mint. Hopefully you've also recovered from being sick. We hate being sick here in this household. Bum, 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 bum. Imagine I woke up then back pain. Yeah, exactly. No imagination required. Just life. Just living. If this isn't the arena that we're gonna fight Leviathan in, I don't know what is.
The land of the gods.
Land of the
It's even more
gods.
impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Mommy Leviathan? Yeah, you're goddamn right you are.
Man was overcome by avarice.
Oh, by the way, Mint, you should check out my Discord. I posted some hilarious clips from our Pokemon Smasher Pass that we, excuse me, ended my Fortnite stream with last night.
If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths,
Curie is truly a depraved and wonderful individual.
if there's any truth to the tale.
You watched it? Yeah.
That the gods emerged victorious. And
I think the
punished
gloom
man
is what got me
for
the
his
most.
defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth.
Ah, yeah, that's right. I saw you liked all my stuff.
Same to the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you?
Listen, if it makes any difference, I thought that your real name was on Twitter, not on TikTok, so, you know.
Old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
Yeah, I figured. Your TikTok name looked like more like a real name. I mean, they both look like real names, but that like especially looked like a real name, you know?
It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
It's kind of sad because I feel like they're like, you can always edit things to be more exciting, but I feel like it would be a lot easier to edit them to be exciting if I had a live 2D that actually moved with my face instead of, you know, just the PNG, which, yeah, nothing I can do about that right now. It's still in progress. WIP. I could spend all the effort to learn how to edit a PNG to look more exciting, but I'm not going to, so. I could, but I won't.
It's nothing.
Oh, side note, my new my 2 new animated emotes are gonna come pretty soon. Actually, they came back pretty quick.
I see the reports are true, Father.
Holy shit, one of the new members is shorter than Gura? Is that even possible? Not sure I believe it. Yeah, the wiggle. I actually really like my wiggle too.
The Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
Bjorn, how are you doing this evening? Hello, hello. Have you finally gotten a chance to get ahead of me with your 4-day weekend?
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to
Bro,
build needs
it is time to go
young blood,
Bahamut on their asses and just fry them.
and I can think
Fuck
of
these
none
kids.
better suited to the task. There is other news.
Okay, okay.
Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god.
And I am a tyrant.
The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh.
Bro. Is that MILF Poontang that strong? God damn. I have a hard time
And ready your forces.
imagining Dominance getting this bossed
Time
around
to show the world.
by pathetic bitchy tyrants. It's just, I don't buy it. It's just hard to believe. Say what you will about Kupka, but that man understood his power.
I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only.
Tyrant is very delulu. I don't know what delulu means,
Though I
unless you
do
mean
owe
delusional.
Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rule,
Yeah, okay.
and of the divine.
But like, okay, so I understand why he wants to act that way, but I'm just like, my man can literally turn into Bahamut. Like,
She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to
anytime that like the icons are effectively slaves, I'm like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Canker! Silence! Insolent wretch!
Like, why? Like, listen, look at this. Look at this shit.
You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Like, what if he just said, okay, bye? Right? Like,
Forgive me.
there's nothing these guys can do about it, right? If he just walks away, he's Bahamut. This army has no power without Bahamut. Like, if he just walks away, it's over. Like, say nothing of killing him. You just leave. That's it. The end.
I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Dude, you gotta be sucking Bahamut's dick to keep him in this army. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, fair. I'm just saying, like, he deserves it. Not in, like, no question about whether, like,
Count your
you know.
blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
Dude, our mom is such a bitch. She needs to die. Listen. She really is. Right? I hesitate to apply that term to women, but like, goddamn, this woman. Yeesh. Yeah, truly. Also, I mean, Mint, you may not be aware, but the mom there is Clive's mom. Like, she betrayed our family, murdered our father, and tried to murder our brother. Well, actually not tried to murder our brother, but effectively condemned me to a life of slavery. And then, like, went on to the Bahamut's empire to, like, climb that throne. Right? Like, one of the first scenes we see with her is with our father, and she's like, she's just shitting on Clive, and she's like, well, he's not blessed by the Phoenix, and our dad's like, neither am I, bitch. And she's like, well, it's different because you're the king. And he's like, so? like, what does that have to do with what you were just complaining about? And she's like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Completing all side quests. Oh, okay. Good to know. I noticed that I was able to do a side quest, and so I figured I might as well. Hello. But if you highly recommend it, then I will double down on that for sure.
It will be a nightmare.
Seems we found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Okay. Good to know.
Found the cart and didn't leave a single
Side note, we did see Barbie this weekend. It was a fever dream. Truly hilarious and wild.
And how exactly will you
There
be getting these
were
goods out of
I don't know exactly how to feel about some of its messages, but it was very self-aware. And for a movie that was about such a corporate product, it was very fun. It was very fun, very funny. And it tread that line where it was like so direct about its political discourse that it makes me want to rate it as a movie about political discourse, but at the same time it's the fucking Barbie movie. So it's like, is that even reasonable? So I don't know. It's at a weird spot in my mind, but it was very fun. Very funny. Had some hilariously shocking scenes. So we had a lot of fun with that. And then we're probably going to see Oppenheimer this upcoming weekend. At least try to. So yeah. It was fun. It was very fun, very funny. Like I said, a very, very fever dream. Like how did that movie get made? I definitely have Callie up on my other screen rating all of the new designs of the new HoloMems. She's talking about how one of them is reading a book with the gothic Hot Topic boots. It's definitely it's funny to get those little Callie interjections every once in a while.
Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
They're saying Drake's Fang is gone. The whole mother crystal.
Hello.
What are we gonna do?
Here, you. Listen, I've got this theory. The fallen, I don't think they all fell. Some of them are still living among
Conspiracy theorist, brother. Let's go.
Could be one of them. I could be one of them.
I could be one of them. Boy, that guy has been smoking some of that wacky tobacco, if you take my meaning.
And you'll be barred for life, however deep your friend's pockets might be.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere.
I find a bed wherever the fuck I want. Have you seen me? Have you seen this hair? This is anime protagonist hair. I find any bed I want to.
My reputation will be ruined. Ruined!
Your reputation has been ruined, my man.
Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Maybe close your door?
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced. Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant! Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He's been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
You know Lady Karen? Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed.
See? I do get a bed wherever I want it.
Coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Capital.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Okay. All right, where's that putting us? Okay. This way? Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah, my whole week is like totally messed up by me streaming on Tuesday. I'm like so confused what day of the week it even is. Like, the week's halfway over. Wait, no, it's not. It's only just barely beginning. I'm a creature of habit. I stream at the same times. I hang out with my friends at the same times. I watch my shows on the same days. Jill, you just ran into a wall, ma'am. I know it's rude to call somebody a bot, but like, damn girl. Bum 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 bum. This is a pretty nice desert. It's got enough texture on the sand to give it a little bit of visual interest, and it's broken up with enough rocks that it also isn't just like an endless wasteland. Not bad. Not bad. Hello, Governor.
We've got company. Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off. Too slow.
And we'll finish this boy off. Come on. There we go. Cool. Oh my god, you're doing 2 attacks? Listen, you can't do that to me. There we go. Alright. Easy clap, the innkeeper. Oh, I actually made that too slow? Damn. Whoop. There we go. Easy clap. Love these guys that are easy to posture break. There we go. Boom! All right. Da 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 da. Beautiful. Beautiful.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamil.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
Wyvern.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right. Speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
No. I just took that sword.
Work of art.
I wanted to talk to you about something completely
Karen
different.
Drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
Capital. Classic, of course.
His lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Perfect. Alrighty. All right, what else have we got here? Okay, are we able? Yeah, okay, cool. So now we're able to go do a bunch of other stuff. Let's go make sure that we don't have any more bounties and then update this whetstone quest in case there's any further quest things in the same area so that we don't have to redo those as well.
Told me she was building a ship.
I think since it's not marked that there's not anything new. Right. Okay, this is that same one. Ah, the Croc Senbrek. Okay.
Sorry for the... But hopefully...
You learned something about that sword then?
I did bet.
A whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the Curse Breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the Curse Breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. No point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil.
Nice metaphor.
Finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine. Now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the Curse Breakers will be delighted.
Let's go.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it.
Let's go. I'll hold you to that, sir.
You've got the materials.
All right. I will.
Okay. Let's see if we got some new weapons. Ooh, Excalibur? That sure sounds like a new weapon. Let's go. Let's check this shit out.
Back, are ya?
Forge.
What do you want?
Okay, reinforce. Oh, there we go. All right. Bomb Ember. Well, that sure sounds like that's gonna be involved in that new quest from the bounty board. Now this is seeing me again. I wonder if that's just
told me she was
telling. Use the hunt board to locate the Bomb King. Yeah, that's the same one that we've already seen, right? Let's just go do that right now then. Okay, so Imperial Chase from the Croc Sombrek. Okay. Hawk's Cry. Oh, where's Sombrek? Dalmacia, so it's gonna be over here. Sombrek, Central Sombrek. Okay, Royal Meadows, Moor, North Reach, Clairview. Aerie is the closest. Thank you, Ern. Not making me, Wait, which one? Aerie? Did I miss one? Mary? Whoops. Dragon's Airy, oh. Orbel, Lost Wing, Care Norvent, Northreach. Ah, there we go. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
I see something over there, but I don't think it's bombs.
Time to fight.
Dragon, yeah, okay. I was talking about going into some woods. Let's check this out. Eastwatch, Holy Land, Dragon's Airy, Imperial Chase. Ah, so it's gonna be down there. Okay, just kidding. If I remember correctly, right? It was the Imperial Chase. Yeah, okay. Good, listen. My brain isn't entirely mush, just somewhat. Partial mush. Partial mush.
Company.
There we go. All right, I haven't been down this way. Oh, hold on. This sure looks like a little side passage, if I've ever seen one. That sure looks like a boss arena. Is that a bomb? It sure looks like one. My boss senses were tingling. Bomb King. Easy. Easy. B? B doesn't even count.
What we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty.
Wait, do you not have a stagger gauge? What? What in the actual shit? I don't understand. Okay, so I did some testing, Ern. At first, I thought that you actually were supposed to hit it in the yellow that is off to the sides of the thing. The highly technical term, the thing. On that Titan one though. But it turns out you are in fact supposed to hit it in the red one. So. Ow, sir? Listen. We don't like that here. Yeah, exactly. So I started avoiding it for a while, and then I realized that no, it did want me to hit that. So, because I definitely do like more damage when I do that. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I can't really even pretend to know what the fuck is happening right now. There's so much fire on this screen right now, it's kind of ridiculous. Alright, well, we got it. We kind of just muscled our way through it. It's fine. It's fine. Okay.
Your reign is over. No, this looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it.
All right, what else have we got? We got something in the veil. Do.
Do you see anything you
Rebuy our potions.
An excellent choice.
Seems kind of pointless to buy elixirs right now. I mean, I guess theoretically it's probably more worth it, but I don't feel like I need them yet.
Did you hear?
I could definitely see myself mastering the stone abilities so that I can place those on something that I like the circle ability on more. But I like the circle abilities of Garuda and Ifrit / Phoenix too much to feel like I can ever give those up.
Lady.
Yeah, they are expensive.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion.
We getting late. I'm sorry, excuse me. It was a quest.
Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
Yeah,
It
you're
was the
goddamn
least I
right she did. She got that,
once
Riz.
told me Sid did
She
you a
knows.
kindness.
She's like, hey, I want to jump on Sid. Young or old, doesn't matter.
Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well.
She does have a nice voice, though. She do.
Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
Okay, what else have we got going on here? Nothing much. Bum ba da dum bum 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 bum.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here. But it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
Fair enough. We don't have cash, but we have something worth a lot of
Stella,
cash.
Ruby. I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I don't know about that. Listen, anybody saying that I'm twice as handsome as Sid is fucking coping. Unless they were saying that I was twice as handsome as Otto, then maybe.
The stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Good enough. Exactly, dude. The swagger, the drip, that voice, that rasp. It's too much. Can't be competed with. It's insane. Off the charts. Next level. Impossible. Whistle, 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 whistle-oo.
Run like the wind. Time to fight.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I might have to do like a weekend stream of this to try and finish it faster because, damn, if I don't want to have this finished either by the time I start or close to when I start Baldur's Gate, because Baldur's Gate's going to be a long one. And I would love to finish this on stream, but
Certainly quiet.
I got a ways left, obviously. I'm only 60% of the way through, and I got 2 weeks before Baldur's Gate. Shee.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. Hungry, Torgal? There you go.
Also, I need to look when Armored Core comes out, because I'm really excited for that. And they've been really upping their media game, which leads me to believe it's coming out, like, maybe not soon, but, like, it wouldn't surprise me if it was kind of soon. I wish that this move had a little bit more hit stun on it, because it does take so long to execute that a lot of the time you just get interrupted out of it, which is fine, I guess, but
Now, Will it be enough, I wonder?
Yes, eat their corpses. Suck their marrow dry,
That's my
Torgal.
question. Which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back.
Hey, Fang, how are you doing this evening? I'm gonna pet this good boy. I was just talking about how I need to put some serious time in this to finish it before I start my Baldur's Gate 3 run with Velveta, because I'm really excited to do that, and that game's gonna take forever to beat. Back to sober, so pretty good. Yeah, I'm starting to sober up too. I had a strong drink at the beginning of stream, but that's been a couple hours now.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone.
Yep. Went and fed our boy, gave him some good foods.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout.
Had a passion fruit Kaifrina with dinner. I don't know what a Kaifrina is. Or Kaipiadina? I've never heard of that. What is that? Sounds like a drink.
You can, aye.
I do like passion
Nice
fruit.
like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody knowing.
I was just on my way to see him.
Is it business? Odd? Is that all? Well, don't just stand there, go.
Bone to
Don't know
pick.
many fleshes who deal in cuts.
Okay.
There are then.
I have a hard time not just like bumping along to the music.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, lawsman. You pointed us...
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation.
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive,
Twitch board for your back. Well, welcome back, Fang.
different in nature.
I was asking what that passion fruit, Kaiparina? I don't know how to even say that word, but what is that? Is that a drink? Sounds like one.
One icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand,
Sounds good.
should I say at poor, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
Yes, my wolfy boy is eating from the corpses of our icon enemies.
We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
You're goddamn right. Good boy, Torgal. Good boy.
He's more than an ally. He's a friend.
He's a friend. Yes. Okay, good. The basil gimlet got that better. Okay. Very nice. Going in the recipe book? Yeah, getting a nice fleshed out recipe book of good stuff, be it drinks, food, etc., is always satisfying. sometimes dangerous because all the stuff that tends to go in the recipe book tends to be all the stuff that's like tastes the best and is probably the unhealthiest, but yeah. I have a really good one from like 10 years ago that I just call Eldritch Knowledge. It's like a pizza dip where you you basically make handmade ricotta. It's not technically ricotta, but it's the closest I can like compare it to, where you melt a bunch of cheeses together and then you put tomato sauce and then more cheese and then pepperoni on it and then you dip like bruschetta into it. Oh, it's so good and it's just pure fat.
I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised?
High Cleric's Medallion. I feel like that's just a receive more healing thing. Play like the Forbidden Tongue. Exactly. Yeah, you gotta hide that shit. Exactly. And it's knowledge I don't bust out very often. I have a lot of recipes that are like very unhealthy but taste fucking amazing.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid?
What debt? I don't recall. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have
Need to gather up my food recipes. Currently I have a Google Doc. Yeah, I've got a huge Google Drive of recipes that I found that I love, as well as some handwritten recipes, and then a good... We always go by the America's Test Kitchen recipe book, which just tends to have solid overall recipes. One of my favorite recipes that we just cannot afford to cook very often is just homemade buttermilk biscuits. Oh my god, the way that my wife makes those, it's just incredible. They taste so fucking good. I never would have thought that freezing butter and then grating it in a cheese grater would make such a difference in texture, but like science do be wild that way, and it absolutely makes a huge difference in texture for your biscuits. It's incredible.
It's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Yeah, you tell him, Otto.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's oh, it's so good. My god. It just
or because the filthy soul couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Martha and the Dame. I'll bet they do. I think we all know what that means.
He died. 20
Yeah, we for the buttermilk, you don't, I mean, you can use buttermilk, but you can also replicate it by putting lemon juice into milk, because that curdles the milk and turns it into a buttermilk equivalent, which is yet another piece of knowledge I had no idea about. But it works like a charm. Oh, God, they're so unhealthy, but they taste so goddamn good.
On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have?
My family were the ones who summoned the constable.
Oof, that's a big oof, brother.
Taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Wow, we're getting a flashback? All right.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world.
God, that outfit would be so hot, though. All that leather.
She. We were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true.
The swagger.
Myself, I'd always be right.
Incredible.
Ready to catch the stubborn sod if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you.
It's so funny to see a Final Fantasy saying, like, something would be fucked without you. That feels so... I mean, it feels accurate for the tone and mood of the game, as well as many other Final Fantasy tones and moods. But it's certainly funny for them to actually, like, say it outright.
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Those two are banging.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine.
I don't know that I want to be drinking out of that cup. Like, that thing, that's a mad patina on that. It looks cool, but I don't know that I'm drinking out of that. Okay. Drink a potion of healing out of it? That's true. Net neutral, but still. Like a sailor's coffee cup. You never watched that thing? Yeah. Or like your like great-grandfather's cast iron skillet. Like, you wash that, you dead. It's the last thing you ever do. My great-grandfather was like that. If you've ever seen City Slickers, he was basically the spitting image of Krusty from City Slickers. That, like, man that's made entirely of leather and not human flesh, that is, like, eats the heart attack breakfast every morning, has his cast iron skillet that's got an inch of bacon grease in it, that's 35 years old, that's never been washed out, that he, like, deep fries more eggs and bacon and whatever in every day. Dude smoked every day of his life since he was like 6 years old. Started drinking coffee when he was 5, and he lived into his like late 90s. The man was a true leather boot of a human.
You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then, let's get this contraption up and running.
Sometime later.
There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
We making a fancy bong, or?
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in.
Yeah.
Reckon I could work some magic on that, huh?
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. But I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Oh, is this gonna like give me more potions per slot? That would be sick.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. Well, what you reckon?
What you
It
reckon?
certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
I do see. I
think.
Thank you for the pro tip, sir.
No, thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your back.
I do feel like there was a similar thing in an earlier quest that gave us like a decent passive upgrade like this that just felt like it was a side quest. Sick. Yeah. From the... Ooh! Base potions up to 6, too? Let's go. Yeah, now that I got the bomb stuff, I can go upgrade that sword. Hell yeah. I can go both ways. This way, I feel like this way is probably a little bit faster to get to the forge.
I went up to give some greens to the jockey.
What do you need?
What you need?
What do you want?
What you want? Excalibur. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Bad, if I do say
We
so
equip.
myself.
And then doesn't look like we can reinforce it at all.
Anything else?
Very nice. Classic sword shape. Okay, let's take a look at what else we got out here. Okay, it looks like we got all of the side quests unless we happen to get another bounty, which I don't think we did. Oh, I do need to refill my potions like I was talking about. I think before we continue our main quest, I'm going to take a brief second to stand up, stretch, take a bio break, all that jazz, get another drink. Just before we start some more story mission. Yeah, more strength tonic. Let's go. Yeah, I'll check in, make sure that I don't have any more bounties. I guess I can check my abilities, but I honestly don't really think that there's any point in mastering any abilities right now because I don't really want them. But on the diamond sword that's listed, you can't actually get it yet. Well, but that's because it's probably because the diamond sword is something that you get just like along the way. Excalibur! Explosion! Man. Okay, there we go. Thank you. All right, the explosion of taking a brief break. I will be back in probably 1 to 2 minutes. Hang tight, everybody. Make sure you stretch. Get yourself a drink as well if you need to. And we'll see you in a minute. All right, I am back. I see that Ern has taken this opportunity to go to bed because it is late where he lives. Thank you so much for hanging out, Ern, and also the pro tips on doing the side quests first. I'm sure you're not here anymore, but I hope you have a lovely evening. And as always, it's nice to hang out with you. So onwards we progress with our main quest, and he has probably... I'm probably about to be where he is in his story, which means he can go ahead and leapfrog me again when he plays tomorrow evening and or possibly Friday. Oh, wait, actually the next 2 nights. God, I still feel like today's Wednesday because I always stream on Wednesdays, but here we go. Okay, and that's all the way over there. Can I call Chocobo? Yes, I can. Run like the wind. That gorgeous green water. Damn. I love that. I love that Mediterranean, Hawaii tropical, greenish, slightly blue water. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Seafoam green, if you will. Lovely color. One of my favorites. That's why it's all over my model. Or at least variations of it. It is truly fantastic. The real spoiler here, if you're watching any of the Hollow EN with me, is that we have a new tallest. Crony is no longer the tallest Hollow EN member. Our new Crony 2.0 is even taller. And Callie's reminiscing about the fact that she used to be the tallest and then was overtaken by Crony. The important things. We got to keep all the important stuff together. Yeah, oh god. Nothing has been more Leviathan than this giant water. I feel like this is also sort of what the vibe looked like for the Leviathan area in Final Fantasy.
No. His radiance is lost
in Final Fantasy 15.
We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Dreadside. His troops are well
Desert Roses, huh?
It's not as if we can wait for the siege to end.
Oh, hello, ma'am? Did you just fly after me while I was moving slowly? Had to zeet a nude, but now I'm back, probably going right to sleep. I have to get up in 5 hours. Oh, Fang, make sure that you take care of yourself. I used to be one that always scorned sleep hours, but as I've gotten older, that's just not possible anymore. So make sure that you're taking care of your sleep schedule and getting as much rest as you need. But we appreciate you hanging out, lurking, and chatting. I still can't get over the fact that Zeeting is the official name. It just sounds like the most low effort name in the universe. And I'm just actually still speechless that that's what they actually went with. It's so pathetic. The pain. Also, the fact that I see so many people on Twitter getting so mad about the fact that, you know, Elon has officially noted that he's working on generative AI, and any art that's posted on Twitter is going to be used as well as any words. And I'm like, okay, so I get it. I know he didn't even have, it's like literally like quarter cheeking it at best. And like, to be clear, I completely understand the frustration, the fear, and the plight that artists have here. But also, like, that that's just the way that the internet has always worked. Like anytime that you post things on somebody else's hosting servers, you are signing over your rights to it to be at least used and stored by that company. And it shouldn't be a surprise that companies like Google and Twitter and Facebook are going to try and claim ownership of any content that you've hosted on their servers for years and years.
Back to the stables.
So it's like, it's scummy and shitty, but also like it should not surprise a single one of you. And unfortunately, I feel like we're gonna just come to a place where it's gonna be like, well, the laws are gonna support it, and they shouldn't, but they will. And I don't know how any individual artists are ever gonna fight against the mega corporations in America or the world for that matter, when they basically are just gonna say, well, we've been paying for the hosting fees for all of these things for, you know, 20, 30 years. What did you think was happening when you were storing it on our property? You know, that like it's our property. I mean, it's yeah, it's I know how to fight back. We cannot officially endorse that per se, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be hard, and Twitter isn't hardly going to be the first, and it's certainly not going to be the last that tries to assert that they have the rights to use anything that you've been storing on their servers. And it's going to be hard for class actions to deal with it, in my opinion, unfortunately.
Good sir, can I interest you in
Unrelated American tiefling.
How much for a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper, not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the crystalline dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
Looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
Huh. That's a really weird way to phrase that speech, because it seems like this guy is not aligned with the powers that be. He's like, the unlawful occupation is still in effect. Make sure you follow their orders. Like, I don't know, there's sort of an inherent clash with what he's saying there, I feel like, but...
He must be around here somewhere.
Peaches, they're sweet as nectar.
Fine goots.
You should come with me to the Dominion. Life will be different.
Oop. Whoop.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Nice little bazaar here. Ah, there he is. I can say, isn't Goots that huge guy with a really high-pitched voice?
There you are.
Clive, I'm so sorry. Don't tell Nan, will you?
Slow down, Goots. Just tell us what happened.
It's betrayed us, Pass. It's gone. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get through the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when you last saw it?
Be quiet, Pump. Be gone, thought.
A minute ago, then a bear
My Pump is making an appearance on stream.
You don't think that
It's beeping some boops.
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this is prime territory for pickpockets.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child. Where would we even start?
I know where. I've got a pal in Bocklad who might be able to help us. No one knows more about what goes on round here than she does. She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way. Sounds good.
Fang, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of insulin pump do you have?
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of my stuff, make sure nothing else is missing.
All right. We'll meet you there.
Ah, you got the Omnipod. All right.
Let's keep an eye out. For this
Yeah,
road
I just moved from the Minimed 770G to the Tandem T Slim X2 or whatever the fuck it was. How do you like the Omnipod? Whoop, whop. Camera control.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Nice hair, though, ma'am.
Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Boklad?
Oh, I'm stranded here.
I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen.
All the other brands and models are unknown entirely. I like the Omnipod, but I don't have another pump. So okay. Yeah, I used Minimed pumps. Basically, ever since let's see.
Might you have an idea which
probably
could have done this?
Like 1999 until a month and a half ago. So I had a lot of experience with the Medtronic pumps. Recently moved to the Tandem. It's fine.
Not that anyone would take
in some ways I like it more. In some ways it's about the same.
Correct?
I think the biggest thing that I don't like is that both the Tandem and the Omnipod hold less insulin than the Medtronic does. Which means that you have to change your pump a little bit more often, depending on like how much you're eating / what your baseline insulin is, which is annoying if you have to like change it. If you'll like run out in the middle of the night, you got to change it beforehand, but then it means you're like wasting insulin if you could have like waited until the next morning, and that kind of stuff kind of annoys me. But
more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
Which means they're also doctoring them, yeah.
Passes.
Counterfeiting the passes to be
children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots' pass, no doubt. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants, which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back, and we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all, and two birds shall be slain with a single stone.
Is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion, Goots?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, I don't know, try swimming across the strait. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try.
This guy's voice is so high for how huge his body is. I mean, I know that happens in real life, but it sure feels out of place when he's literally like 2.5 times the size of our characters.
All right. We'll help.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name. Eloise at your service.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you, Clive.
Ah, of course. Our classic new area, new pass, who dis. The Crimson Collar. Ooh, that's a nice name.
Proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop
I'm just
is
imagining that Clive has like an entire key ring of all of the different little like tokens that he's got.
suggest that you speak with him.
I don't know if you've seen The Mummy, the masterpiece from the year 1999, where Benny is confronted by the mummy and he just starts going through all of his different religious icons and rattling off the prayers in the various languages. So he like switches from, you know, like Chinese to, you know, like Latin to Chinese, and then he goes to Hebrew, and that, you know, he's just like picking out every single different religious icon he can think of. It's just, I'm just like wondering if that's what I do when I come to a new terrain. I'm like, all right, okay, so it's not the Hanged Man, it's not the whatever. Okay, this one's what's the Crimson necklace. We're just like storing this whole little ring of all of our icons. Excuse me, not icons. It's something totally different in this game. You know what I mean?
The traders carrying the biggest packs. Harder to watch your back, see? And less chance of the mark giving chase if they're spotted. Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps know every inch of this warren like the backs of their hands.
Their eyes must have lit up when they saw Goots.
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track down the children involved. Should go and have a word with her.
Thank you. We will.
I'll
take the large one. Come and taste my peaches. They're sweet as nectar.
Hey, yo, ma'am.
You should come with me.
Phrasing, boom. We still doing phrasing?
Fish for sale! Fresh sorted and smoked! Can I interest you? Ah, sorry. Message from Eloise, is it?
She's asked me to help her.
Went from talking about peaches to fish. I feel like we're still on the same topic.
Pickpockets.
Is that so? Suppose I better tell you what I know then. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the children who stole their passes were dirty, dressed in rags. Street urchins, by the sound of it. We get a lot around here.
Orphans from the wars.
A few, perhaps. You saw the refugees gathered by the entranceway? They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond. Some of them take it as an opportunity to rid themselves of unwanted baggage.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some point.
And so should we.
Look for the man that's handing out the lollipops.
Around here, then. I doubt they're the ones involved, but they might have heard something.
It's worth a try.
All right then. Questioning children. How hard can that be?
Come and taste my peaches.
Speaking of questioning children, I found an entire on my third run through the Baldur's Gate early access, which I played like roughly a year apart from each different run through it. I found there's an entire like little sub area of thief children, but I pissed them off and they told me to leave and I didn't. And then they just like reported me to the adults and told the adults that I had like abused them and got them to fight me, which I find incredibly hilarious. I love that kind of stuff. Like just the different varieties, the fact that I hadn't found them in my first two runs, whereas in my third run I found them, but then I fucked something else up and then got into a fight situation with them, which then brings up a whole new set of skill checks and things like that to get out of that mess. Yeah, I'm excited to play with Velveta. I think it should be hilarious.
To know who's asking children like you to pick pockets.
I don't know. Nobody's asked me.
X to
Picking
doubt.
pockets? Do you get paid for it?
No, you get in trouble for it. So if they come calling, you know what to tell them.
Also, that's incredibly suspicious. I mean, what's picking pockets? I feel like everyone knows what picking pockets is.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
You should come with me to the Dominion. Life will be different.
Seems like they've improved the side dialogue. That was one of my complaints in Final Fantasy VII Remake, was that every NPC's dialogue that was talking when you walked past. It's got to be that Peach lady, right? She's advertising to anybody that walks by about how sweet her peaches are. If that's not something to sell to children, I don't know what is. But the NPC dialogue volume in Final Fantasy VII Remake was super loud, and they all played at the exact same time in the same volume. So as soon as you walked into a crowded area, it's like you couldn't tell what the hell was being said, as a dozen voice lines all started simultaneously, all in your ears at the same volume.
We need to know who's behind it so we can
Honestly,
stop
I'm kind
them.
of shocked that they never patched that. Maybe it was
really.
just a fundamental problem with how they coded it.
Hansa, he said he got a job doing something dangerous.
Sounds promising.
We need to find him and ask.
Do you know where your friend might be?
He's usually by the tents outside town.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Come on, come on!
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
I'm cheap.
Porter for hire.
That's that then.
She must have meant the refugee camp.
Let's hope he's still nearby.
You found me. How's it going? I saw that you added me on Discord. The guy, the man, the myth, the legend. How's it going, Yuki? Find Honza.
Daddy.
Yeah, I saw you added me on Discord, but I was in the middle of a stream, so you are the one.
Enough of your whining.
Here, we're about to interrogate and beat children. I mean,
He was easy pickings.
figure out which one of them stole from me.
Noticed if we robbed his boots off him. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for the gift subs. You seriously, you don't need to do that. I gift subs out to people that I think are awesome. No, listen. You can keep it. It's fine. Just hang out and be cool and be nice and be your awesome self.
We're in trouble now.
Listen. I'll wait for it. But thank you so much for the subs.
You get caught if you want. I'm off.
I hope you're doing well. I saw that you were taking a hiatus. I hadn't seen what the reason for that is, though. I hope that it's good or at least neutral news and not something deathly
you watch
horrible.
these two. I'm going after him.
All right.
August 25th. Okay, cool. 1 month. 1 month.
Find him before his employers do.
Very nice. Yeah, I saw that you were there when AJ was announcing her official Live 2D custom debut. I don't know when mine's gonna be, but you know,
He stole something.
I was originally kind of hoping late August, but it is. I feel like at this point it's probably not going to be before September.
Thank you.
Talked about personal reasons for relationships. Ah, okay. Well, I know what's going on with AJ, because I've also talked to her about all that. Which, yeah, but I don't know what's going on with you, but I won't pry. That's, you know, that's your business. And if you want to talk about it, I'm always happy to lend an ear in DMs or whatever. But yeah. Where are you? Hello? Is it just... Okay, I guess it's just somewhere in the area, not actually on the quest marker.
Cornered.
Yeah.
It's
Of course,
all right,
of
Hunter.
course.
I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to ask you some questions.
Fine. Not like I've got a choice.
I'm looking for the people who are making you steal for them. Who are they?
They're right behind you.
Call themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me good gill if I did what they told me. I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time, before I started buzzing for them. You know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easier.
Hansa.
You found him then?
Jill. Where are the other two?
Eloise is watching over them. She sent Goots and I to look for you.
You're... him! I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. I gave it to the Carstones. Whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them anyway.
I can't get over. I feel like Goots just sounds like such a I don't know. It sounds like an insult or a slur, if I am being honest. I mean, I'm sure it's probably a real name, but like... Ah, see, I told you. They were right behind me the whole time. Time for some good old-fashioned combat with some losers.
You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Oh, is this guy not actually... this guy the local hero that's trying to be like us? Amazing.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Peekaboo!
Master Theo.
Goots. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Ah.
Sister.
Local hothead starts a fight behind the Denny's.
Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she? I'm just her back and a blade. Theodore, at your service. Sorry about before.
Theodore, what do you know of the cast stones?
Vultures who have made Boklad their hunting ground. They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with gil and bullying those without it into joining their flock. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing the refugees any further hardship. But it seems they've already stooped even lower than I'd feared. Hans is a good lad. Don't blame him for what they've made him do. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the stones, some other poor souls would have. On pain of death, most likely. Clive, was it? And my sisters asked you to help put an end to the pickpocketing. Then we all want the same thing.
Meteorite, alrighty. This, honestly, it feels like the distinction between side quest and like side main quest is very slim.
So,
this feels like a side quest in so many ways.
What else? We find the cast stones, and you get your trader's pass back.
All right then.
All right.
All right then. Simple plan, ain't it?
Where are they camped? Don't worry. They'll never know you told us.
Or rather, they'll know right up until the moment that we kill them all.
Town to collect the passes. Meet us outside the gate. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail. Said they'd string me up.
We'll try it this time. Which way were they going?
Okay, so the question is, are we doing a stealth mission, or are we just actually beating the shit out of them and killing them?
To Lateney's Cleft, then.
Wow, 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 wow.
Lateney's Cleft is south past the camp.
Okay. Onward and upward. Dun, dun,
That's that then.
Let's see, what time is it? Almost 10. Okay. We'll go, maybe we'll finish off this bandit side quest and then call it a night. That'll probably be roughly 10-15 my time if I'm estimating correctly. Seems like that would probably be a good place to call it before we do the actual next major part of the story, but we can kind of finish this part up and, you know. Oh, hello? Okay, I guess it's just going straight into this.
That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business. You should have minded your... There's more!
Dun, 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 dun. Easy clap. And good old kick, yeet.
I doubt these were the ringleaders.
Yeah.
At least we know we're on the right track.
This music kind of reminds me, like, low-key of some of the music from Persona when you're just chilling out. It's not like the high action music, but the, like, chilling out in town. We're just gonna kill our way through all of their patrols. Well, no, I'm not mad about it. Bowling for bandits. All right, easy clap. Thank you for the honk, Nocturnal Goblin. How are you doing this evening?
You are now.
Can't really actually imitate it. We working our way up through all these bandit scoundrels up in this bitch. We've done a lot of side quests this evening. Streaming on an unusual evening.
Bad haul today, eh?
Aye. Some of our new recruits are natural-born ne'er-do-wells.
Especially the little ones. That Hans has got nimble fingers, all right.
It will be a shame when they chop them off. But till then, let's make the most of it.
Yep, sure.
Scum.
The leaders of the cast stones, I take it.
They don't deserve any mercy, Clive.
Agreed.
I wasn't planning on showing them any.
Let's go.
We're ready when you are, Theodore.
Oh, I'm ready.
You're so irrelevant, Theodore. Good, good. I normally stream on Wednesdays, but the friends that we hang out with normally on Wednesdays had to move it to Wednesday or normally hang out with on Tuesday, had to move it to Wednesday this week, so I just moved my oh god. Okay. I just moved my stream a day this week, and earlier we were talking a little bit about the new Hollow EN generation that just gave their teasers during the middle of this stream. Are you watch any other Hololive VTubers or anything like that? I say other. Yeah, they literally just so 2 days ago they put out a video sort of announcing the announcement, and then today at 8 p.m. they put out the like teaser with all of their names, and I'm sure the press has come out for when their debut dates are, which should be relatively soon. So yeah, new EN wave, and yeah, they've got quite the collection there. Fauna's your favorite? Nice. Fauna's really great. I don't like. I definitely have favorites, but I don't have any that I dislike. You know what I mean? Like, I don't watch Fauna that much, but I like her whenever I see her, and you know, I like whenever she collabs. I like her clips. She's good. She's good people. Chonk. I would say my favorites are Callie, Crony, and Vesper are like sort of my three favorites. Some of the like chill, a little bit sarcastic, which also makes me love the fact that the three of them collab together along with Magni a lot for like their board game nights. I mesh well with their vibe.
And they say crime doesn't pay. Gold chains, rings, purses.
Callie was my first Oshi in Hololive.
And traders' passes. Dozens of them.
Have the names been changed?
Not yet.
But
I recognize some of them.
like I said, honestly, I like all of them. I love Fauna and Mume and
We should go and give Eloise
Bay. I thought that Bay was gonna be like too high energy chaos for me. But then Fauna debuted. Listen, I mean, it makes sense. She's got that vibe. Especially like the nerdy goth fauna outfit. Yeah. Yeah, no, Fauna's good. I listen to Fauna's ASMR sometimes. I am an ASMR enjoyer. Crony did, I think, exactly one stream of ASMR, trying it out in a membership stream, and it was really good, but I also think that she was, like, super uncomfortable doing it just because she felt like she didn't know what she was doing. So I don't think she's ever done it again. But yeah, love Mume, love Fauna, love Bae. I wasn't expecting to love Bae. I thought she was going to be too high energy gremlin, but I actually really like her. Yeah, exactly. I like the deeper voiced ladies, which I think is really a shame that I feel like there's a lot of women that have deeper voices that feel worried that they don't have like cutesy anime voices or whatever, and I'm like, but those are my favorites. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, exactly. But like, I know like Shikai is you know, an indie VTuber that's pretty new, and she's talked about being like embarrassed about her deep voice, and I'm just like, man, and you know, and it's not unjustified in that like some people are shitty to her, and I'm like, God, that sucks. Like it's,
Clive.
I don't know,
How
it's
goes the
just
hunt?
tragic because
My
I
brother
I
isn't
like it. I
getting
like
in
the
your
deep
way,
voices,
I
but
trust?
Quite the opposite.
deep voices, short hair, tomboy energy. Big fan of Subaru on the JP side.
Behind it all. Theo told me he'd been on their trail, and their demise solves 3 problems at a stroke: that of the pickpockets, the bandits pulling their strings.
See, this
and
lady's hair
passes they were
and
stealing.
voice.
I only hope
Good
yours
power.
is among the items you recovered. Only time
Botan.
and
Oh, that's the
Theo's
second Botan. Yeah, somebody earlier that was talking about Botan as one of their
Speaking
favorites.
whom, welcome home, dear brother.
Is Botan the one that's got the like? Is she the like lion one? That's like the gray, like sort of gray, not Noel, but like.
Keep a closer eye on it from now on, would you?
I'm not super familiar with Botan. I guess I can look it up while they're talking. Adidas line? Yeah, okay. All right. That's the one I thought it was.
To carry the rest of the goods back. Can I count on your help in sorting through it all?
Of course. I'll make some space in the storeroom.
I haven't seen that much of her, but whatever I've seen her, I like her vibe as
On
well.
your way, then. But it wouldn't do
I mean,
to
honestly,
leave
it's hard to
introducing
dislike the vibe of anybody in Hololive. You know, there's just got a lot of great people in their agency, so different vibes, but
look so
they're all good in their own ways.
We're on the same side.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, we at the Crimson Caravans are always happy to help those in need. For a small fee, we will move anything.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
Be that goods to market.
I was just watching some clips of the collab between Callie, Ollie, and Rene, and like just some of the unhinged chaos shit from the ID branch interacting with Callie. It was like so funny because Callie gets so squicked out by like sussy stuff, and Ollie and Rene were just like going hard on it. Oh, it was amazing. It was so good.
It seems our purpose is the same in more ways than one. So what would you say to working together?
Amazing. Also, Callie recently did the 24-hour stream and had had a couple of the JP guests on for the very beginning. That was fun. They played the telephone game. Always a fan of that. Oh, we got 2 seals here.
What is
Okay.
Elle has friends in high places while I have associates in lower ones. That mark is proof that you're a friend to us both.
Yeah, it's actually absolutely wild. I couldn't even imagine doing 24 hours without a sleep, of course. Some VTubers, you know, do multi-day and they just sleep on stream,
Well, all that
which I could
remains is
imagine.
to wish you a
But
safe onward journey. Goots's pass should secure you a place on the caravan. But
are
if
you
encounter any
familiar with
difficulties, we
the
would be delighted to provide you with a
streamer
coach of
Connor / CDog VA, the flesh tuber, not the you know, not a definitely not a VTuber.
Try the caravan.
Heard the name, but no idea who they are. Okay. I don't know if you know who Trash Taste is, the podcast, but he is one of the members of Trash Taste.
Right then.
And he started streaming more heavily after he started Trash Taste and became sort of partners in crime with Iron Mouse, who's, you know, I'm sure you know who Iron Mouse is. So, like, Iron Mouse and Connor stream together a lot or do a lot of events together. And Connor, like, recently did a huge charity event for the medical group that helps with her medical condition, the CVID. Anyway, the reason I say that is I think he was probably commenting about how the fact that Iron Mouse does the like 24-hour streams, you know, during her subathons for, you know, like an entire month straight. And he was like, I could never sleep on stream. What if I have a dream where the only way to defeat the dragon is with racism? It's like, what if I just said some fucked up shit while I was asleep? And I was just like, that quote's always stuck with me as like the funniest meme of like, why you can't stream while sleeping? He's just like, you don't know. You're unconscious. Who knows what shit'll come out of your mouth when you're not awake? It's just like, oh my god, who would think of the fucking dragon of racism? It's like, what the actual fuck? It's just always like my go-to of like, that's why I would never sleep on stream, at least not without muting my mic. I mean, it doesn't even have to be something like that. I mean, just who knows? You could say literally anything. You could dox yourself. You could, yeah, I mean, good god. It blows my mind that any VTubers will sleep on the stream with an open mic. It's just danger waiting to happen.
Hurry, man. I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter. I don't suppose that's you, is it?
That's me, right enough. You need something delivered?
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 66 with your...
If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he had me carry down from
the Empire to Boklad.
Such is the porter's luck. It's Oriflamme one day, then...
Okay, I don't actually care about any of your dialogue, sir.
I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup of something tasty. Thanks for letting me know.
I see you've been of some assistance to Eloise.
Perhaps. What would I be
More
doing?
quests and more quests.
Finding
This is
someone.
like this entire play session has just been doing side quests the entire time.
The many pains I've taken, I can't stop them from rummaging through my packs. I was griping about my lot to a friend of mine a few days back, and he offered to track the culprits down. Now, Joseph's a sellsword, and a good one at that.
Why
Any
not?
idea where his search for the thieves might have taken him?
The old Zemeckis Road, perhaps? He doubted they would be fool enough to linger here in Boklad. Joseph's lived a hard life. Made him grey long before his time. I just pray he hasn't been killed over a few sacks of grain.
I can't imagine there are too many grey-haired sellswords around.
Oh my god, Cypher's playing Red Dead Redemption at this hour? My god. I'm gonna have to raid that fool in a second. Good god, there's so many side quests here. Alright, I think I might actually finish these side quests in between sessions because I'm getting kind of tired. It's been 3 hours almost on the dot, and I don't know that I want to actually finish all of these, but I also don't want to start the next play session with them. So I think with that said, I think we're going to raid out to my boy Cypher the One, the legendary cowboy, our British lad. And yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out with me all evening tonight. And I will be back on Friday, same time as normal, 7 p.m. PST. And we will be continuing with this story here. And I also plan to play it at least 2 days next week. Probably have another session with Kiri on one of the days. So probably 2 days of Final Fantasy 16 and then 1 day of whatever. Pokemon Pass or Smasher Pass Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate getting to talk with you here towards the end, and we had a lot of people in and out, and that's how it be with streaming. So anyway, we're gonna send it on over to Cypher and talk to you later. Thanks for hanging out. Yay! Yay! Yeah, the actual mint yeet. Good night, everybody.